Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Lois and welcome back to Sky Factory 3. In the last episode, we were working on this, which is our, well, blood. This is our blood machine for our altar. There is a villager disturb spawner in there that we can activate with this lever. That spawns villagers in here so we can get plenty of blood to sacrifice to get runes. And that's exactly what I've been doing for quite a while. So I've got a bunch of normal blank slates, and some of these we're going to want to upgrade. We will get to that in a little bit. I'm going to make different filters for all this stuff. So one thing we might want to do, let's go ahead and get some guys in here. And I want to take, I think we're tier 3, so let's get a couple more filters. And what I want to do, let's see, let's get another filter. What I want to do is make different filters for various, like, slates, so we can kind of exchange them at will and all that fun stuff. So I want to get rid of this thing, and we actually might want one more filter, and we're gonna put something random on this one. So, like, I don't know, a piece of cobblestone, whitelist. And the reason for that is it will prevent anything else from being pulled through. So we can basically take this, put that in there, and upgrade that as far as it can go without having to do anything else. So this is like our whatever's in there stays in there filter. That will also work for when we, so once this changes, if we have the wrong type of slate or something, that would be fine too. But there is a reinforced slate. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So now we have reinforced slates, blank slates, and then this one will be the third tier, which we'll come back to in a moment. So the plan for today's episode is pretty simple. I want to do altar upgrades, first of all. Speed runes would be really nice to have. So we're going to need a bunch of stone and blank slates, plus runes already. So we don't have access to the next tier. Actually, that's 1, 2... Yeah, we are a tier 3 blood altar. To get to a tier 4, it's going to be a little bit... are you just going to be... yeah, it looks like you're done processing, so... I guess that is an imbued slate, so that is a tier 3 slate. It looks very similar. I will criticize things. The blues are very similar, especially since they are one tier after another. So now we can kind of set up filters for whatever we want. And I'm going to put a slate in there. So what we need to do is we're going to make, let's see, 5, let's do 10. And to do this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll do these as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some upgraded runes. And the ones I want to make first are speed runes. So speed runes are kind of a pain sometimes. By the way, I've modified this so that it will not automatically open the bags for a little bit. I want to try to get some of the top tier bags before I open too many more. And we have some other things to do, some minor things, but speed runes. We want to get 10 of these. And the question is, do we have enough stuff? We do. Cool. So that is going to increase the speed at which things process. So basically I'll be able to farm runes a little bit faster now. And other types of runes that are going to be really important include capacity runes or runes of sacrifice. So we're going to be using runes of sacrifice, not self-sacrifice. let's go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the runes of sacrifice. So those require reinforced slates. So we're going to need 8 reinforced slates. But luckily, we can do that now. So we take the reinforced slate filter. No, it goes in here. And let's get some villagers and get some stone going. Now we could just, you know, use the other slates, the blank slates, but eventually I want to make like a stack of each or so. So it's going to be a little bit more important. Now while this is kind of running, and we're going to be kind of doing that as we go, what else do we need for those sacrifice runes? Gold and then a blood orb. Okay, nothing too major. So something else that we've been working on is trying to get a draconium ore dimlet, because we're going to need a ton of draconium ore. And so I've had this laser on for a while, and we have a little bit over 100 draconium ore. So let's go ahead and get this processing on here. And yeah, that'll be good. Alright, so what else can we do? I think the rest of everything else I want to do is mostly blood magic today. So that's what we're going to work on. So speed upgrades make this go a lot faster. And then eventually we will have the sacrifice runes, which will make our altar. This basically gives you more blood for each sacrifice. So it's a little bit more, you can get a lot more blood that way. And then the other thing we're going to want is runes of capacity. And that's going to require dude slates. So that's going to take some time. I'll probably do that one off camera because I want a lot of those. And I think we'll also want some augmented capacity, but that's later. So a lot of this stuff is just, let's make more and more runes. So we have 6. We need 2 more. That should be enough. But the other thing we need to work on is this guy, the Hellfire Forge, rather. And making Tartark gems and better gems and all that kind of stuff, because, oh boy, are we going to need a lot of stuff. So what I want to do, first of all, is make a couple more Tartark gems of the petty nature. So we're going to need glass, lapis, gold, and redstone. So let's grab that stuff. 2 glass. Let's go ahead and make just 2 for right now. Gold, redstone, and lapis. And what we're going to do with this is just make a couple more Tartark gems, with the purpose being, I don't even know how much this costs, but evidently not that much. It drains 1 will. Okay, so these are really cheap and easy to make. But what we're going to want to do is get a bunch of these gems, and then we're going to upgrade them. And the reason we're going to upgrade them is because we need a lot more stuff. Cool, we have those. Let's turn that off right now, and we can grab these guys and upgrade these guys as well. So I believe we need a, for the sacrifice, we need a blood orb. So let's just come down here and grab one. Now, if we wanted to use our own blood for this stuff, we'd use the runes of self-sacrifice, but I'd rather use the villager blood. It's a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, and we can actually automate it later. So that's a plan. So what we're going to want to do is this. Put that there, and that there. Cool. So there is 8 runes of sacrifice. We'll get more blood now, and I'm going to get a bunch of runes between episodes because you guys don't want to listen or basically sit here for an hour or so getting runes. But yeah, so sacrifice runes, they look cool. So Blood Magic changed a lot of their textures and stuff. Plus the whole new system with the Hellfire Forge. And I think the textures and stuff look really cool. Alright, so next thing we're going to want to do is upgrade these to lesser Tartaric gems. That takes a diamond, a block of lapis, and a block of redstone. And it requires a good bit of will. So what we're going to have to do is start getting more will. And to do that, we have to kill mobs. That's it. And to do that even easier, we're going to enchant our sentient sword. So, what kind of enchanted books do we have? We're going to want sharpness, and we're going to want unbreaking. That would be the best thing. Sharpness 3. We have one sharpness 3 book. So, we can get rid of the filter. Let's see. Can I get some book and quills? Book and quill. Can we get like 2 of those? We'll grab a bunch of lapis. And what is it we need for sharpness and unbreaking? Sharpness, I believe, is quartz. And unbreaking might be obsidian. Yeah, so sharpness is quartz. We need like 60 quartz. And unbreaking is obsidian. Yes. Okay. That is fine. So we have plenty of both of those. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and do we have experience? We have a bunch of experience orbs and we have a bunch of solid experience, so let's just get a bunch of levels. And hopefully we can get both of these nice and easy. So it's 36 levels. Let's just get a bunch of levels. So there is a sharpness 5 book and unbreaking 3. So that used a lot of levels. Reason we want this, and then we're going to need like 10 levels, is so we can enchant this sentient sword. So sharpness 5 and unbreaking 3. And the whole purpose of this is just so that it's a little bit easier to kill things. And we're just going to kill zombies. But we should be able to see that our Tartaric gem gets a little bit of life. I think we got like a little over 2. Hey, chicken jockey. Don't see those too often. Alright, so we can just kind of farm will here. And I don't really care about taking damage because that doesn't do much. But I don't want to have to make more swords if I don't have to. So where did that chicken go? We're going to kill the chicken too. So just like that, we have 47. Ooh, and some goodies as well. But we have 47 raw will in there. Now these can only hold what? Perfectly full is 64. So the next tier holds 256, and we're going to want to get at least the common Tartaric gem, because we're going to work towards making these crystals, these demon will crystals, because those are used to make some things we're going to need, I think. One, upgrading the gems, but yeah, so we'll get to that soon enough. Can we get, so how do we get the next tier? How much do we need? It needs 60, it drains 20. Okay, so that's awful. Let's turn off our magnet. And I'm going to have to probably farm up a bunch of this stuff, which is kind of whatever, but also just kind of annoying. And there's nothing really that gives more blood than anything else. So, or will rather. This is demon will, not blood. So it's just kind of something to kind of consider. But we summon in some zombies. We kill them. And repeat. Luckily this spawner is pretty good. It does take a lot of power, but that's okay. And we're starting to fill up another crystal, so that is alright, but we don't need to do that. Alright, so with one, that's not too awful, and I can kind of do this whenever I need to. We need diamonds, lapis, and redstone blocks. Not diamond blocks, just normal diamonds, but the rest are blocks. So diamonds, and then blocks. Actually, we need one more diamond, because we're going to convert all three of these. And then block of redstone and lapis. So nothing too difficult there. And we can throw these guys in here, put you there, and I believe it will keep the 26.28 will it already has. No. Well, that's a bummer. Oh no, it went to something else. So now we have a lesser Tartaric gem, and there are ways to get the will transferred between them, but I don't know what they are. So let's just come back over here. And I'm sure I could have probably just kept this running. I should get a better way to power it, but worry about that later. So that's another 60. Let's go ahead and get this one upgraded. And yeah, we lose all of our will, so that is a little bit of a bummer, but whatever. And eventually we won't be able to use the lesser because we'll need too much. So for example, to get the next one, the commons, it requires gems, all that kind of stuff, but it requires a minimum of 240 will. So that is unfortunate, but kind of is. So as soon as we can get 60 more will, we can upgrade the last one. And then what I want to start doing is working on... actually, you know what? We're not going to get the last one yet. Because I think we can get the will another way. There is some stuff we can do. So we're going to take this out. We're going to take all this stuff out for now. Put it in here. I should probably keep some stuff up here, or even better, bring a cable up here and have a computer, but I probably won't do that. Let's be honest. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we need two items. We need a demon crystallizer and a demon crucible. This is going to allow us to make demon will crystals, which we can then convert back into... we can charge stuff up and whatnot. We also need it for upgrades, but it'd be good to have it. And then these, yeah, it's good to have. So first thing we're gonna need is a crucible. So let's pop down here, get some of this stuff. So we're gonna need a crucible, which I do not have. No big deal. We can make one. We're going to need stone, diamond, lapis. Stone, diamond, and lapis. And this makes a demon will crucible. And before we do anything else, I'm going to come over here, get rid of most of the stuff. And Dump those guys in there. So we have a legendary loot bag. Let's put that in here. And we got a skull. That's it. That is really boring because we have a ton of those. Alright. So that is for the the demon crucible. Then the demon crystallizer, we're going to need stone, glass, lapis. Stone, glass, lapis, and then a hellfire forge, which we can just go ahead and make. Alright, cool. So, can we make both of these? Let's take a look. The demon crucible requires 400 will. So that requires the next tier. That is unfortunate because we need to get to a common gem, and that is 240 will. Okay, can we make the crystallizer? That requires 500. Alright, so that is a bummer. We're going to put these in here. We're going to upgrade this guy. So we'll get to that in a moment. And let's actually get the ingredients needed for the upgrade. So we're going to need an imbued slate, diamond, and gold block. So we can get an imbued slate, filter. We put that in there. We're going to activate this and murderate a bunch of these guys. And it takes many less, no, how do I want to say that? It takes a lot fewer. There we go. Fewer is a word. It takes a lot fewer guys to get this. So the blood altar full. So that's really nice. Let's get another one if we can. But a imbued slate, block of gold, and a piece of diamond. So let's just get a thing of gold and a diamond. And real quick, I want to check on the stuff down here. Oh no. Okay. How close are we? 90. Wow. The 100 was close. Good to know. So I will tell you guys what. I'm going to take a little bit of time and I'm going to kill a bunch of zombies. That is the wrong weapon. And I'm going to get a bunch of will so that I can upgrade all the stuff and make the demon crucible and the demon crystallizer, the will crystallizer. So I will be back once all that is done and we can go from there. So I'll be right back. Alright, so that didn't take too long. I went ahead and made the common Tartaric gem, which was just the diamond, imbued slate, and block of gold, and what, 240 minimum will, to get the common one, so you guys wouldn't have to, so I wouldn't have to, you know, edit a bunch where I come back in for like 2 seconds, craft it, and then go back to filling it up, because we need 500 will to make the last 2 things that I want to make. So first thing, actually, no, second thing is that one. So glass, this, and this, with a common Tartaric gem, we'll make the demon crystallizer, which requires 500, drains 100, so we still have 400, and then the demon crucible requires 400, drains 100, and we'll be able to make that, no problem too. So why are we doing this? Well, it's to make different things. So it's to make mostly demon crystals, which we will need later. And you know what? Let's just do this right in here. So we're going to put a demon crystallizer down. And I don't know if we can see how much demon will there is, but if we take See, that's got 200. Let's take the petty. And we put it in here. So it has what? 0 now. Okay. So we drained it out. So this has 200 will. If we put that in there and take it out, you can see that it's losing will. And every 50 will, it will potentially make a crystal. Basically, we're feeding this chunk with aura. And it's complicated. I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing it right or understand it for that matter. But yeah, it's what we're attempting to do. And I don't know if we have to do anything with the crystallizer or not. I was trying to read. Order for the demon crystallizer to work, it must be in a chunk with high, and after a certain amount of time, it will consume the will from the aura. Okay, so it just takes time. We're just going to set that there, and eventually we might make more, and then this will eventually drain out. So you know what we can do with this guy is upgrade him to the next tier, which doesn't take that much, and we'll just kind of slowly upgrade all these guys. I believe, is it the greater requires weak blood shards, which we're going to get to in just a second. But then the grand is just a nether star, so it just takes a ton of will, 4,000. Ew. Right, there we go. So we get a crystal, and that is what we're looking for. So a demon will crystal cluster, if we click that with something with enough will, then we get a crystal. But we can also, I believe, just break it and get the crystal as well. So we're just going to take a couple of these crystals. In fact, I'm going to move this guy over here. And there are chances that we'll get other types of crystals. And then there's also things we can do otherwise. Now this demon will crystal, if we look at the uses of it, we can craft it with a gem, and I believe what it will do is give us nothing. Okay, I thought it would give us more will, but I guess not. But yeah, this will kind of drain, and it'll fill up this chunk with aura. And then eventually we'll get more stuff. Now, if I get more demon crystallizers, we can get more crystals. And there are also other types of crystals. There's corrosive, destructive, vengeful, and steadfast crystals. Those can be randomly gotten, and then there's other ways to get them, I believe. But I'm not too concerned about that. So that is just kind of how it is. So there we go. We have 2 lesser tartaric gems and a greater one, and we have some demon will crystals. Now, I believe the book was saying, if we, when broken with a pickaxe, it will drop the spires as demon will crystals. However, if you right-click the cluster, when you have a tartaric gem with more than 124 raw will, you can break off a single spire of the cluster without breaking the cluster itself. So basically, if we get enough will, we can just right-click this and get the crystals, rather than breaking them off and crucibling them and all that kind of fun stuff. So I don't know if it's more useful, I don't know if it's better in general or what, but it is something we can do. Alright, and speaking of things we can do, the last thing we're going to work on today is trying to get to the next tier. And in order to do that, we're going to need a blood... What are they called? Blood bricks. We're going to need bloodstone bricks. And to get these, we need weak blood shards. But there's no recipe for them. So how do we get weak blood shards? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward and easy. But it's also very dangerous. Now, here's something I don't know that I've been doing all that much. Yeah, I have very little will, or life points in my soul network. So what we need to do is grab this guy, put him in there, that's fine. Put that in there. And we need to get some villagers, and we're going to sacrifice them, like we always do. Is any of this stuff been an achievement, like something we needed to do? No. Of course not. Okay. I mean, it is things we need to do, but it's nothing that's like a list. So we need to get blood in our soul network. And I'd like to get a good bit. Because this can be a little bit dangerous. So I'm just going to let this run for a little bit, and I'll kill villagers as I see this run out. And what we're going to do is we are going to be making a bound blade. Now, a bound blade is a pretty cool thing that allows us to do some cool stuff. So first thing we're going to need is a diamond sword. And I just so happen to have one. Cool. That's nice and convenient. The next thing is we're going to need... I need to make sure that this is... Because this has changed. It used to be a ritual. But now it looks like the rituals have changed pretty heavily. And I don't know if there is a ritual of... No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like it's... there's these different arrays. So how do we get this? So we're gonna need... I'm sure it's in here. There's living armor. We'll worry about that later. I'm not too concerned about that. Weak Blood Shard. Bound tools. Bound blade. So we need binding reagent and a diamond sword, and that'll give us the bound blade. So it should be noted that as well as the bound tools, this oh yeah, this is going to change later. Sword has an active and inactive, and there will be a small LP drain over time when it's active. So that is why we need LP in our soul network. So in order to make this thing, I think all we need is the binding reagent, which 400 will. We're actually pretty close to that. So redstone, glowstone, gold, and gunpowder. Redstone, glowstone, gold, and gunpowder. Redstone, glowstone, gold nugget, and gunpowder. Not too hard. And then we need 400 will minimum. And we're gonna grab this. It's actually pretty close, so we're not gonna worry too much about this, but can we just kill these guys? Just kill all these guys, and do we get 339? Just kill a few more. 338? 337. Oh, is it repairing our... Okay, that is not working. Strange. I actually don't know why that's not working the way I thought it would. By the way, I went ahead and modified this so we have a lever on the outside so we can turn this off a little bit easier. But let's go ahead and get some zombies spawned, and real quick we're going to come up here and get some more blood. And I'd like to do this binding reagent thing pretty quickly. And then that's probably going to be where we leave off for today, because I'll have to get a lot of stuff together for the next tier, and we might actually stop working with blood magic for a little bit. Not entirely sure. I haven't decided yet. I know we've been doing blood magic for a good while, and you know, maybe we need to move back to something else, do something else for a little bit. Before... Okay, cool, we got it. Before getting back into blood magic, just for the sake of a little bit of variety. So we'll put that stuff in there. Now it's only going to drain 10 will, so that is nice. And it's going to give us the binding reagent. So presumably, let's go... I don't remember how this stuff works. I think we need the arcane ashes. Is there any other sort of... So we're going to need to make a lot of these binding reagents for all this stuff. But like I said, we'll worry about that later. So let's just do this right here. And we throw those in there. Or do we right click, right? And then it does this little effects thing, which I will say looks really cool. And I think lore-wise what's happening is we're binding a demon soul to this blade, and now we have a bound blade. This is something else we can, if we want to, enchant, but I don't know that we'll need to. I believe we need to make all of the tools for it to be... Yeah, we need the blade, pickaxe, axe, and shovel. They all have different things they do. And we're going to come over here, summon some zombies, and we're going to kill them with this bound blade. So we activate it, and it's basically a diamond sword, but it will be draining life from us every once in a while. It's only 100, but it's still more than I'd like. It's a little bit every once in a while. Let's turn our magnet back on. And what we're looking for is that blood shards, weak blood shards. So these things are super duper important. Not only are they going to allow us to make the next tier of... Hey, stop it. The next tier of our altar, but also I believe we need them for some other stuff. Specifically, these are used... We don't care about the teleport position stuff. Bloodstone bricks, the next orb, and the next tier of gems. So yeah, they're pretty important. And then deactivate it so it doesn't drain your life points. And yeah, so that is pretty much that. I'm gonna put most of this stuff away. And I think that is gonna be where we're gonna call the episode. So I need to do a lot of work getting the next tier of runes. And I might look into, sooner rather than later, getting some augmented and normal capacity. Now that's going to require immune slates. We'll probably want 10 or so of... Actually, we'll probably do another 10 of the blanks, the speed slates, or something. I don't know. I'll kind of decide. Some of the top tier stuff requires a lot of runes. And fun thing we can do is we can actually, if I make enough runes, we can skip right next to the next tier. So we'll need bloodstone bricks here, and then we already have the beacons in place for the next tier, so we don't have to worry about that. And then there's only one tier after that, which is not in the game, unfortunately. I'll probably just put some void stones at the top of those, just to make it kind of look, because it's supposed to be these crystal clusters, which look like this, but there is no recipe for them in the game, and we can't even get the Transcendence Blood Orb, just because it's not implemented. Originally, you were supposed to summon in a Demon Invasion, and I believe that's been removed, because it is, one, finicky, and two, a lot of things has been replaced that it used. A lot of the alchemy has changed, so... I don't know the most current version of Blood Magic, if there is anything for the tier 6, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, tier 6 altar, or not, but, yeah, that just kind of is what it is. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We might do a little bit more with Blood Magic, make the next tier, maybe do some of this stuff. But we're probably going to move on to something else next time. Draconium would be really nice. Alternatively, we could start working on automating the rainbow generator, which could be fun. But I need to build a platform for that if that's what I want to do, and I typically dislike building platforms, so I'll kind of consider what to do next. So I don't know what we're going to end up doing, but we'll find something, I'm sure. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!